Hi friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. Today we are going to talk about my goals that I made for myself at the beginning of 2024. And we're going to do a little quarterly check-in and see how I'm doing. I didn't do so great with check-ins last year, and I think if I continue to check in, I might do better by the end of the year. So we're going to look at the 24 goals for 2024 that I created, as well as my reading goals for the year. So we are just going to jump right in. I have divided my goals into some categories. So we have hobbies, connection, spiritual, online, physical health, and home and finances. So we're going to start right off with hobbies. My first goal was to play guitar at church. I have picked up my guitar once so far this year. So I'm not working very hard on that goal. Need to work on it. My second one was crochet something. I did complete my blanket. Okay, so I did complete this blanket. I had started it in 2023, but I finished it in 2024. The only thing I have not finished is weaving in all these ends, weaving and trimming. So I still have a little bit of cleanup to do with it, but I really love it. It's so pretty. My mom had given me a ton of yarn that was left over at camp or something. I forget where she got it. And I just picked a bunch of colors, kind of not totally randomly. At first, I wasn't sure this purple really went, but I kind of like it now. I like it a lot, actually. So I did crochet something. It's not exactly the end of my crocheting for the year, but I can technically mark that as complete because I did crochet something. That was a very easy goal. Number 3 of hobbies was learn a classical song on piano. I have not been playing anything on piano other than worship songs, so I have not been working on that. And then the 4th one was to complete an embroidery kit, and I haven't worked on that either. So not doing so great so far, but it's only first quarter. It's okay. There's lots of time. I have 4 goals for connection category. Travel somewhere new. I've not traveled anywhere new. I've gone to DC a couple times, but that's it. So I still have that goal in mind. Write 1 snail mail a month. I wrote one in January. I did not for February and March. So I'm a little behind on that one, but I can still try to keep working on that one. Go to 1 social activity a month, and I have done that. I went to a crochet group in January, a games group in February, and March I went on 2 different I don't know if it, like for March, I'm counting it because I had a middle grade March team retreat and a trip with my cousins. And with my cousins' trip, 2 of them brought friends with them that I didn't know. So it made it social because I got to know some new people. I also went on my own to a church for Good Friday service. So that could kind of count as well. But I'm counting social activity a month as on target for that. And then start or attend an in real life book club. I do have plans of attending a silent book club that meets once a month, but because I've been participating in a grief share group on Sunday afternoons, I haven't been able to go to the silent book club because they meet on the 3rd Sunday of every month. So I do plan on doing that starting in May. So there's still lots of time. I can do it. All right, spiritual, some goals that I have for my spiritual life. I want to memorize Ephesians chapter 6. I have read it a couple times, but I haven't really sat down to start working on chapter 6. So I haven't done that one. Complete 3 Bible studies. I'm still working on reading through the Bible in less than a year, which is the next goal. And I am on target to read through the Bible in less than a year, but that has been the majority of my kind of quiet time, not working on a Bible study. But there's, like I said, still lots of time. Finish, hope, write the word journal. I've shared it before, but I have this journal that is basically here's the verse, write it out. And I've done the first few pages, first maybe 5th of the book. But I would like to continue working on this because hope is my word for the year. So I haven't done any more of that yet. On track with some things, but not others on that one. Online goals, honestly, I don't have too much say or ability to accomplish these on my own. For Patreon, I wanted to work on being more consistent. In particular, I have a 3-2-1 check-in that I do weekly, and I've missed, I think only 2 weeks I've missed, and then 1 or 2 other weeks I was late. So I'm doing really, really good in comparison to past years. Christian read-alongs on YouTube. I have already done Screw Tape Letters in February. I have another one coming up in May for The Hiding Place, and then 2 more scheduled throughout the year. So those are scheduled and ready to go. I wanted to put together another collab video on YouTube. I do put together a collab every year for Middle Grade March, but I wanted to do another collab because I just love the way that that connects people and brings the community together. I don't know what it's going to be about yet, but I'm going to do one. And then post once a week on Instagram. I don't know why I keep trying with Instagram. I don't really use Instagram, but I feel like I would like to, but then I never do. So I have been desperately failing at that goal. It's okay. It's okay. All right, physical health. Go to the doctor. I haven't done it, but I have looked up a little bit more. One of you guys thankfully told me about, oh man, I forget what it's called, direct pay doctors. So I looked up in my area if there are any direct pay doctors, and there are 3. One is a little bit farther away and it's the most expensive per month cost. The other 2, I just need to do a follow-up call with them and find out like what kinds of things are covered and what I would have to pay out of pocket and all of that. It's kind of like I have a membership to a chiropractor where I pay a certain amount a month and I get 4 visits. This is the similar thing, but for a doctor. So it's no insurance required, but you pay this monthly fee and then you can get, I don't know, unlimited visits or up like check-ins with them. I don't know if it covers a physical, all the testing that I need as a 45 plus year old woman. Like all those tests that you're supposed to get as you move into the next stage of life, all of those kinds of things, blood work. I don't know if any of that stuff is covered in that monthly fee or how much it would be out of pocket. So those are the questions I need to ask, but I did do that initial step of finding the 2 doctors. So I'm making progress towards going to the doctor. I know some of you are very concerned. Go to the doctor, Krista. I would like to do a month of intermittent fasting, and I think I will do that possibly in May. I was hoping to do it in April, but I'm just getting on the workout train right now. And I think I will switch and do intermittent fasting like hardcore in May, but I have done it off and on a few times, just not for a full month. Close my rings for 30 consecutive days. I have been getting better about closing my rings more often. And for those who don't know, I have an Apple Watch, and there are 3 goals that it tracks throughout your day. How many calories you're burning, or like movement, it's called. Exercise, how many minutes you're exercising, and stand goal for like how often within an hour you're supposed to stand or be moving for a certain amount of minutes. And so I have been getting better about getting my rings close to closed or closed. So I'm moving towards being able to do it for 30 consecutive days. And then complete 10 monthly challenges is my 4th goal for my physical health. I did do January and February. March, I did not give myself a goal because I had 2 weekends where I was going away, and also it was Middle Grade March. I just didn't have a goal for that month. And then in April, I want to consistently do 3 strength training workouts per week, which is not a really hard goal, but it's my goal for April, and I'm on track. So I've done 2, on track to complete 3, which is appropriate for this point of the year. And then the final section is home and finances. So year of declutter, each room 2 times. I've given myself the goal to work on decluttering my house. And so each month I pick a room and I need to declutter at least something from that room. And I am definitely on track. I did my kitchen in January, and I did like 1 cupboard and 2 different drawers. In February, I worked on my den/bathroom, and I did under the bathroom sink and the shelf in the bathroom, as well as my shelf clean out, which you saw a video of that's in the den. In March, I did my bedroom, which I did the big like switch over of clothes from winter to summer, and I got rid of a ton of clothing, and also went through some pictures, which applies also to the next goal. But I did a little bit of work in my bedroom. I haven't chosen my room for April. I need to just decide that. soon here. My next home and finances goal is to declutter all of my photos. I've started that process. I have a long ways to go. And I have to figure out what to do with them. Like, how do I want to organize them? I just don't know. I'm not a scrapbooker. They're not going to be put into scrapbooks. So I just need to figure out how I want to save them and what I want to do with them. Number 3 is to save a certain amount of money. And I have been doing good with putting money into savings with almost every paycheck. So that's really good. And then my 4th goal is to be debt-free. And I am on track to be able to do that, hopefully by the end of summer, if not sooner. We'll see. I still have to do my taxes and I always have to pay. So some of that debt-free stuff might have to be going towards taxes. All right. So that is my 24 in 24. I'm doing decently for where I'm at. There are a few things that I need to kind of turn my attention to, like picking up my guitar, working on a piano song, memorization, Instagram. There's a few things I haven't really touched. So I need to keep working on that, but I'm making progress on a lot of them. So I'm very pleased with where I'm at so far with that one. And then we have reading goals here. I want to increase my NetGalley. I started the year at 38%. I believe I'm currently still at 38%. But I have, I think, 3 or 4 books that I've read that I just haven't written reviews for that are already completed. And just the other day, I learned, or I discovered, or was playing around on Libby and figured out I can create a tag. So I went through my NetGalley and I created a tag that says NetGalley on Libby, which is an audiobook service through my library. And I put all the books that are available on Libby, even if they're like checked out. I didn't put any on hold. I just, if they were like a certain amount of weeks wait or whatever, I still put them into this tag called NetGalley. Then I can go into my NetGalley shelf or into my Libby shelf, click on the NetGalley tag, and I can search or filter them through available now. And when I have a moment free in my reading, or I don't know what I want to pick up next, I can work on those NetGalley books through listening to them on audio and continue to make progress with that. So I'm pretty confident that I will be able to increase from 38% by the end of the year. I mean, like, part of me would really love to get above 50 by the end of the year, but I just keep putting books on my neck. Like, I keep requesting books. I can't help myself. Okay. Number 2 for a reading goal is to read 20 series books. And I've read, I think 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I've read 12 books that are part of series. So I'm more than halfway and it's only the first quarter. I definitely will complete that one. Read 12 Book of the Month books. I've read 4, which is more than 3. And at this point, if I have 3, I'm on track. So I have 4 Book of the Month read already. So I'm on track for that. I'm a little behind with reading 12 Christmas books. I have a whole cart here. That's my Christmas book exchange, is something that I participate with my BookTube besties, Lindsay, Sarah, and Amanda. We narrowed it down this past year where we only got 4 books from each person instead of 8. So instead of getting 24 books, we only got 12 this year, which is great because I really do want to focus on these books that they picked out for me. But I've only read 2 so far. You can see my little Christmas trees. So I do need to pick up the pace on that just a little to stay on target. Same with reading 12 Kindle books is my next goal. I've only read 2 so far. I just don't reach for my Kindle very often, but I do bring it to work with me every day. I just need to use it more often. I wanted to track my in and out, like how many books I'm bringing in each month versus how many are going out or being put up on Pango. I'm behind on tracking that. I have been good about making note of all of my hauled books. I do have a spreadsheet for that. I've not been great about marking how many I'm selling and putting on Pango and getting out of the house. So I need to figure out either a different system or work it into my schedule where I'm paying attention to that a little bit more often. I don't know. And then 7 is challenges. I have a page set up for the alphabet challenge. I haven't finished it, so I don't know where I'm at with that. I did finally finish my page for the Buzzwordathon. I haven't yet figured out if I've read any of those books. I don't do it month by month. And then I do have my flip and roll tracker. I just haven't added March yet, but I like keeping track of my flip and roll. I'm kind of counting that as a challenge because I would like to read all of the books that I choose for flip and roll or get chosen for me. I would like to read all or most of them in the year. So I'm kind of figuring that as a challenge. I don't think there were any other challenges that I was going to do this year. Oh no, the 52 reading, 52 week, 52 book, 52 reading challenge. I don't even know where that notebook is. But I do have a page set aside where I can put those prompts in here as well. But that is the check-in for where I'm at with quarter 1. I feel like I'm at a pretty decent place. I have lots of months left in the year to catch up on the areas where I might be a tiny bit behind, but it feels good to kind of check in and see, okay, I am making progress on some of these goals. I know some of you are not goals people at all, but for those of you who are, I would love to hear how are you doing on your reading goals or life goals for 2024. Let's chat about that or anything else that you want to talk about in the comments down below. I always love connecting with you down there. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me. I really appreciate you being here. Good luck with your reading, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.